play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
New England on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. Operating from the gun, Jones. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Off play action. Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Patriots at 1-5, really struggling here to start the year. And they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw taken in by Thornton. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 42. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Officially, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had. There he goes, right side. The 40. The 20. And all the way down to the 9. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Out of the gun, Fields. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now here's Fields on the sneak, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Justin Fields with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns. Santos with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah,
and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jalen Johnson, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
On play action, Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. On 3rd down, Fournette. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something. Being shut out right now, they could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Play action. It's Fields.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
124 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, Fields.
To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
From the 16,
Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney.
a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones, flushed out right.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jones. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Complete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. I don't know, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches,
up a little bit.
Just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84, and on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on third down, Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. Fielded at about the 28.
Good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Out of the gun, they give it to Stevenson.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Stevenson gets it again on second down.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Back to throw. Jones. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Patriots get a bit closer.
Point after, right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 155 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. From the gun, here's Fields. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. Looking for Thornton, and he's got him. Touchdown, New England. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Patriots go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And in this situation with the lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. To throw is Fields. And this is caught. He hits more. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Fields going to keep it running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. All eyes on Fields. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on the night a little bit there. Single receiver. I got a left. Watch that in. Watch that in.
Now Fields. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They snap it to Fields. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I'll tell you what, it has not been with a whole lot of frequency over the last couple of decades or so that teams have come into New England and escaped with a victory. But that's what happened here.
It almost doesn't feel real, does it?
We've seen it so few times.
That actually happened, right? We saw it. They came out of there with a win. And on the other side, in that locker room, you know what they're saying? We didn't really lose. Time just ran out on us. That's the attitude they have because they don't see it happen very often. Not even sure how to handle it.
And you see some stunned faces heading for the exits here in New England. So for the Bears, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for New England, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks.